Hello, Chris Jarvis at Acrylic Pixel here, and it's been a month since my last YouTube upload. Apologies, but it's for a good reason. I have decided to make my own video game. Now I know what you're thinking. Chris, you do videos about video games and video game technology. What the hell are you doing making your own video game? What gives you the right? Well, not many people know this, but I studied video games design at Norwich University of the Arts and graduated in 2012. I kind of specialised in 3D environment art or 3D art and design. It's a great course, some great people there. Loved it very much. I then briefly worked for about 3 months at Sony in Cambridge, worked on Killzone Mercenary for the PS Vita. There's a very good reason as to why after then I haven't been in the video games industry in a production capacity, but that's a video for another time. This video is just to say that my channel is going to be changing slightly, and it's going to be more about sort of behind the scenes and a bit of a devlog on how I am making my video game, what the video game's about, how I came to reach the decisions that I did make about the video game, and lots of cool little pieces and bits and bobs that people that like behind the scenes documentaries on their favourite films might like about my video game. That's kind of the thought process into changing the direction of the YouTube channel content, if you like. I've also been a graphic designer in the past and a t-shirt designer at one point as well. So I've had a few different skill sets, and then since then I've picked up lots of new different skills, and I just thought, if I'm able to pick up all these different skills, then why can't I just combine them all and, make my own game? But why, Chris? Why do you want to create a game, and why do you want to create a game now? Well, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. And there are some very good reasons. I'm now in a position in my life where I'm actually able to make a video game. I haven't really been able to make a video game up until now, and these are the reasons why. Unity, I tried Unity a few years ago, and I just couldn't get my head around it. I followed a few tutorials, but I just didn't have enough time, and it was too difficult for my skills at that time, so I gave up. Unity is now in a position where the tutorials and online materials available are just chef kiss. I'm finding it not easy, it's definitely a challenge, but I'm finding it doable. I'm actually able to make a video game. I've started to code C#, I've started to learn the language, I can read it and understand what's going on, and it's all due to the fact of these amazing YouTubers putting on amazing content that's enabling me to learn a coding language, which I never thought I would be able to do. I always thought it was just something that was beyond me, that I only sort of suited art and design type of skills. But I'm coding with my fingers on a keyboard. It's mental. I have a PC now. I used to have a Mac. It was an old janky 10, 12-year-old Mac that wouldn't even render a short YouTube video in less than 24 hours. It was because I had some software on there back from my uni days that I didn't want to get rid of, and I didn't want to update the Mac. But I had to get rid of it, and I'm now in a financial position where I was able to actually buy a PC that could actually produce the things that I wanted to produce. So I'm getting rid of the Mac, and I'm now using my PC. Again, I dabbled at streaming, I've dabbled at making YouTube videos, so I've got all this equipment set up, and that is going to help me actually market the game. So it's going to help me do this YouTube video, what you're seeing now, and help me communicate it to hopefully reach an audience to actually play the thing. Because one thing that drives me is people viewing my content. So I'm not very enthusiastic if I'm going to do a picture and no one's going to see it except me. So hopefully this way people will be able to, learn about the game and play the game when it's out. Who knows, maybe you're watching this in the future and the game is already out, in which case go get it. At the moment, the name of the game is Focus Find. So that's the working title at the moment. It used to be called Radial, very early on, but then I found that an indie game already existed that was called Radial, so it's no longer called Radial. It's called Focus Find for the time being. So yes, I don't know if you've heard, there's a global pandemic and people are staying indoors, not going out as much, so I found myself with a lot more free time. I'm living by myself at the moment. I have my son a few nights a week, so that means I've got lots of free time to actually plough into doing something creative and working on a personal project. And the last reason is I was looking for some sort of extra income, and I've been looking at part-time jobs, but I don't know how I'm going to find the energy or the effort to commit to certain times. So doing a video game and hoping to sell it at the end is a great way for me to plough in the time when it suits me, and add all these new skill sets to my skill tree, and hopefully come up with a finished, polished, playable, commercially viable game. That would be an absolute dream come true, and I can't wait to see how far I can take this thing. So this is the game as it exists at the moment. This is just to give you an idea of what I've come up with so far. I'm going to do some more videos in depth, behind the scenes sort of thing, going into detail on how I came to my decisions, how I came to where I am, why I made those decisions, why I'm making the game I'm making. I'm going to go into lots of behind the scenes bits and pieces which I think you might find interesting. So stay tuned for the next video, and I'll see you in the next one.